Hello, welcome to my channel, Diane's Sewing Room. Here I share all my love of sewing, and today I thought I'd do a catch up for this week, what I've been up to, and also do a part 2 to the gifted fabric that I was given a couple of weeks ago. So I did a part 1 to it, and I've actually given some to my friend just this week, so I will pop in a picture. She shared a picture with me of her placing it all in a basket and finding a home for it, so I will share a picture of that. So that was nice, and she's been having a little think about what she's going to do with that. And there is more to come for her as well, because I still need to sort through more of this. Now, a lot of this fabric is sort of suiting for trousers or skirts and things like that, so I'll share that with you. And also later in the video I'm going to share what I've been doing this week, a couple of my sewing jobs and a few little bits that I'm catching up with. So stick around for that. So first of all, I thought I'd share with you what I'm wearing today. Now, you may have seen this before if you've followed my videos. Now, this particular one, I've made it a couple of times, and it's from this pattern, so it's Simplicity, and it's 8982, and I have made the sweater, so I've worn that before in other videos. And then this time I combined two of them, so I combined the dress length and version C with the sleeves like this right here, and I made this one. So that's what I'm wearing today. So it's got the deep cuff sleeves and it's a straight dress with a high neck, and I really like this one. I like it as a sweater and I like it as a dress, so it's something that I will return to again because it's such a good fitting pattern. So, and I've got this made up in a French terry today, and this is from Minerva in case you're interested, minerva.com. So that's that one. I've also been continuing to make some more of my blocks, as you can see behind me on the board. I've got quite a pile now. I've got a couple on here on the table, and I've got a real little pile going now. So still more of these to do. So I'm doing it as part of a sew along. I mentioned this before with the Frugal Queen, who's also a vlogger, and she does money saving videos, and she's doing a sew along, sort of people in the community are just using up their scraps and making a quilt for spring. So this pink was one of my hubby's old shirts that he no longer wears for work because they get a bit dingy in areas after a while, don't they, after being used week after week. And but parts of it were still really nice, so I've used that. So 6 of my blocks, I've got this pale pink on the background. Then I had the cream background, which was some of my gifted fabric, this cream here, and then the other bits sort of mine. This green was the gifted fabric as well. And then a couple of the current blocks are having this sort of background. I'll show you on here, which is from an old duvet set, and I've used that before. I made a Tilly make a little playsuit, and I used that to try out that pattern, and I will be wearing that because it turned out really nice, and I'll be wearing that in the summer. So now the bits that are left, I'm using it for some of the blocks on my quilt that I'm making. Now I'll get to the gifted fabric now. So this is the second part, and this is more of the suiting fabric. So here's a big box, and I've still yet to find a home for it in here because a while ago I tidied up, didn't I, in here, and I got some more storage boxes, and all of my random bits of sort of less than a metre pieces, I rolled them and I stored them really nicely. And then I got given this fabric, so now I've got a box stuck here, and I need to find a place for it. But first up, so a lot of these are going to be really nice for sort of like winter makes. I mean, I don't want to make everything formal because I don't wear a lot of formal wear. I don't go out to a day job where I have to look formal anymore. I work from home, and if I'm going out I don't wear sort of suits and trousers and skirts like that. I like patterns and prints and things. So it would be nice to think what I'm going to make with some of this. I've given some to my friend, as I said, and there's some more of this that's going to be gifted as well. So this one's navy, and I think there's about 2 meters of that one, so that's a really good sized piece. So maybe a straight skirt or a small skirt like in a denim style to take the formal edge off it, so that might be nice, and then maybe some sort of steel buttons on it. That's something I've thought of, that one. So that's the first one. This next one is also navy, but this one is heavier. This one feels like a twill fabric, like a really heavy twill. And again, we've got about 2 meters there of this one. So any ideas for that one? Maybe that one could be some sort of jacket because it's heavier. This is a much smaller piece, so this one's about 1 meter, just about, so a small straight skirt out of that one possibly. Again, it's quite a heavy weight, sort of a twill fabric again, that's sort of a rust brown colour. Now this is a nice piece. This one is navy, but this one is quite slinky. So more for like going under a dress or for making like a lightweight blouse with that one. And there's roughly 2 meters of that one from what I've just spotted by eye. This piece here is denim. So it's non-stretch and it's a plain denim, and there is enough to make a pair of jeans with that, I've noticed. But as I said, it's just regular denim. It's quite a good weight and there's no stretch in that. Not quite 2 meters, I think, of that one. Maybe 1.5 meters, but enough to make a pair of jeans. This is a really nice piece. Again, there's a lot of navy in this box, but this has got a really nice design on it. Sort of like a wave, bit of a shimmer. So I'm thinking this one, maybe something out of the Gertie book with this one. It's got that kind of pattern to it. I think it'd work really well with something out of there, like a small blouse or something. This is an original piece of tartan. It's still got the original card on it that it came with, and it's called Red Gordon. So that's really nice for skirts. More navy. So there's lots of navy in here, so my friend's going to be getting some more of this because there's quite a lot of the same shade. So I think the lady who I've been given this from must have made lots of suits and things like that. So this one is cream, and I would say there's probably about 1.5 meters of this one. And this is quite heavy. It's got that sort of twill feel to it again. So it would make a skirt or go towards a jacket. I mean, I don't think it's enough for a jacket, but if you're mixing it with something else, it would work. Now this is black. This is about 2 meters again, and this one is, again, it's a suiting. It's a sort of, it's woven. Doesn't feel like it's got any wool content in that one. So I'll have to think about that. So this feels like a viscose. This has got a nice feel to it. There were 2 big pieces of this, so two metre pieces. So one of these has gone to my friend and I'm keeping the other one. And there is enough there to make a dress. So like a shirt dress style or something like that. That's quite a big piece. That's quite a nice pattern on that one. So remember, let me know if anything catches your eye and you think, oh, that'd look really good in this pattern. Let me know in the comments below, okay? This one I mentioned last time. This is quite silky, and this is, it's got a feel to it that would make a really good lining. So I thought about combining a few of the heavier fabrics and making sort of a denim jacket style, but patchworky. And I've seen a few ideas like that. So when I've decided what I'm going to do, I will pop in a picture, and this I think would be really good for the lining. Now there is enough to make a dress, but I don't think that that print is really me for a dress. But I think it would make a really fabulous lining for a jacket or a coat. More of the same, more navy, sort of twill fabric. And there is another black piece, but this one feels like it's got some wool content. These are all in at least sort of 2 metre pieces, these suiting sort of pieces, so there's enough to make a garment from any of them. This one is sort of a navy shirting. Now this is one of the ones that I thought would look really nice if my husband would have a shirt in that. I don't know whether he'll wear a shirt that dark, but that would look really good in a shirt. And then this one is sort of a viscose again, and this one is black. Again, 2 metres of this. So there's a lot of dark colours. There are quite a few pieces of lining fabric, so this is sort of lining fabric. This one would make an underskirt, this one, or underdress. There's a big piece of this grey. Now there was another piece of grey that I popped in the bag for my friend, and then there is this piece. I'm just looking to see if it's got a label. Some of the ones did have a little label or a tag on. One of them was a tweed. I think this one is definitely a wool. This one's grey. Check. Again, definitely a wool content there. That might be actually 100% wool, that one. It does feel quite fluffy and warm. It's this one, which is, get that cotton off it, sort of an olive cord. It's got a brown design in it. I'm trying not to make the camera go funny as I hold this up. Can you see? It's a brown design in that. It's quite a heavyweight cord, and it's sort of an olive colour. I don't know if the camera's picking that up very well. Now, it is quite a big piece, but I'm thinking that would work really well for bags for when I do my bag making. So I'll definitely be keeping that one. So another bumper load of fabrics. So please let me know if you've spotted anything and thought that would look really good in any particular pattern. So that's that for now. Now I'm going to show you something that I've been up to this week. So a few people have made this. I've seen this quite a lot on Instagram and on here watching different vlogs. So that's this Tilly and the Buttons, and it's the Erin dungarees. Now I've made this one for work this week, so this one is not for me, but I will hold it up. But I will be making it again, and the next time that I make it, I'm going to make, for the summer, this shorts version here. So I definitely think that'll be something to wear in the summer. And I've made this one, this long version. Well, it's just above the ankles, and if you make the full length version, there's a little bit to add on the bottom. Now I think this would vary depending on how tall you are, because they did come out quite long. So if you're sort of under 5'4", I don't think you'd need to add that bit on anyway. So these are what I've made, and I will show you those. So I've made them in a French terry again, and it's these here. So I've done the tie, shoulders, so you can do the buttonhole ones, or you can do the tie. So I've done a double tie, front and back, and I will hold it up. And they've got the front pockets here, look, and it's lined on the inside. So that was a really fun make, and this is a really fun print that I've used for these. So that's one thing that I've made this week, the Erin dungarees. And then the next one is another really fun sweatshirt that I had on yesterday, and it's this one. So it's McCall's sweatshirt, and it's 80/70, and I made version D, so that's this one here, but without the embellishment, because on this one you can put stripes on the sleeves and you can put the applique on the front if you wish, but I used a pattern, so I didn't do any of that because it had enough going on. And I had this on yesterday, so this is really cosy. It's got a double hood, so the hood's lined, and a cord and eyelets. And the cuffs are in the same fabric, and it's got this big pocket at the front here. So I had this one on yesterday, so that's this one. And then I made another sweater, but this time it's sort of, it's for either gender. So you've got a choice of making it with a hood or with the stand-up collar. So I made this version. I made version A with the stand-up collar, and that one is New Look 6588. And again, another wild print. So it's got the zip. You've got this panel in the front here with the top stitching. Long sleeves. This is big. This is made to be worn like a jacket, I believe, like outerwear. So it's quite long as well. And this is the medium. Now I did find that the medium did come out a big size. And this one has got side pockets, but they are top stitch. You can't see because of the pattern here, but it's top stitch round like this. So I think if you wanted that to show up, you could do that in a contrasting stitching. And they're really neat, and I really like this front panel as well, but again you can't really see it very well. So thank you for watching today. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought about the fabric, if you've got any ideas, what your favourite patterns were this week, and if you've made any of these, let me know which ones you've made and which versions. I always look forward to reading your comments. Please like and subscribe if this is your kind of thing. And I will be back soon with some more sewing. Bye for now.